Hi, Ramon, my friend. Can you hear me? Hi, Ramon. Can you hear me? Are you there? Hope so. Hi, Ramon, I can hear you. I think your audio is not good. Can you hear me? Because I think it's not working too. Let me check, please. Hola, 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 hola. Hola. Caray. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
I lost connection. I know we are live. I'm sorry, y'all. But you know what? I was not going to let this stop things from happening. So um, we're going to continue the conversation. Eduardo, how are you today, my friend?
Hi, Ramon, my friend. I'm very good. Thank you very much. And I very enjoy to be here once again with you and with all our viewers.
All right. Question. Can you see the chat? I cannot see the chat. Can you?
On YouTube?
No. On Kick.
On
Yeah, on YouTube.
okay. Let me check, please, because I
You're
usually
gonna have to be the chat moderator for today because I lost internet, man. I don't know how this happened, but it did. But like I said, I didn't want to cancel. I didn't want to not still come through on the live. As long I just want to make sure that everybody is in the chat paying attention. And Eduardo, you might have to do a little bit of moderating today, if that's okay with you.
yes, I can see the I can see the chat.
Okay, and they're in there, they're talking.
Yes.
All right, chat. What's up, y'all? Hey, Wes, my bad. I lost connection. I was trying my best to get it fixed. I had to pull up my phone because we're gonna keep the show going, right? So I had to get my phone going, and we're gonna have the live this way. I cannot see the chat, so forgive me. Eduardo's gonna try his best to moderate with that. But either way, Eduardo, how are you today, man? How's everything?
I'm fine, thank you. Everything is okay. It's Saturday and I don't have to work today, and it's made me feel more relaxed, more willing to be here with you because I don't have distraction, and it's better when you choose this day because it's a day that I can do it very well, and I can do all of mine.
Sounds good, Eduardo. Thank you, man. Good to hear. I'm glad that you're here with me today on this Saturday. Of course, everybody, we are here to practice our English, to have that conversation that is taking place around the world, to make those connections. And today, again, forgive me, I do have some technical difficulties. So if my video looks a little different, things got a little wacky. Again, I lost connection, but we're gonna keep the show going. Eduardo, aside from that, how is everything else on your side doing?
Well, here in Lima we are suffering a little cold because it's winter, but we were surviving, and it's okay. Everything is okay.
It's cold over there.
Yes, it's cold, but not too much with another parts, but maybe it's colder than normal. That it's about how many degrees? I would say that it's 16, 17 degrees Celsius degrees.
So you got your little jacket on, you got your little hat on, and you're ready for the day, huh? But Eduardo, I did have here. Let me give it one last try, right? Before maybe my computer pulls up and I can do this thing the way I want to do this thing. That's crazy. I don't think that's ever happened to me on this live stream where like I lose connection right as I'm about to start. That's so crazy.
Yes.
But you know what? I've taught myself to not get too frustrated. Normally, like the old me would have been like, "Oh man, what happened?" But you know what? It's not the end of the world. Things happen, and we just have to try our best to adapt to it.
Yes,
But
you
nah,
have
man,
to
this thing
adapt to
is
all of this situation because it's happening in my work. For example, yesterday I was in a meeting with a person who is from my group of business, and we have discussing many important things, and the light started to fail, and the internet went wrong, and I have to stop the meeting. The person was a little like, "Hey, what's happening with you?" And it was sometimes when you have in this situation, it's very uncomfortable. And I have to say, "Hey, yes, give me a second. I'm going to change my position because I don't have scenes here, so I have to find a good place that where I can find a good internet signs." So it's very challenging.
yeah. Let me try something. My arm is getting a little tired. Mind you, I didn't expect to be on my phone. Let's see if I kind of like do something like this. Does this okay? Okay. All right, this works. This looks a little more like how I normally look. Let me see
Yes.
here. All right. All right. Okay. Wait. Oh.
Yeah, your come turn. Okay, maybe Ramon is going to return a little, so maybe you can leave your thought in your chat if you want. I see that. Okay, I see that you are connected now. So today we are going to discuss about today we are going to discuss about Olympic Games, and we are going to discuss about how, what is the impact, right, of this Hurricane Berlin, and how we see all the Star Games. And I would like to start to speak like that because we consider that it's a good topic to
All
discuss.
right.
Oh, Ramon, are you
All
back?
right. I think so. You know what? This is not so bad. I'll take it. I'll take it because I was like, with one hand, I'm like, hold on, how are we gonna do this? Again, again, to all of y'all out there, forgive me for the technical difficulties. Somehow, some way, I lost internet connection as we were about to begin. And yes, I did pay my internet bill for those that are wondering. So,
No, no,
you know
yes.
what? Let's not eat too much caca anymore and just get right into the topic. So, main thing, I was gonna do like the little song. The Olympics, the 2024 Olympics this year is being held in Paris, Paris, France. Eduardo, I it was funny. I thought of you immediately because I know you've told me you plan on visiting Paris, France. What do you think about the Olympics being held there this year?
Well, this event's it's traditional event, right? So I like because it's where you can see different kind of sport. Not only maybe people are, for example, here in Peru, maybe people are used to see only football games. I think that in Europe is the same, but in Olympic games you can see different sport that maybe you don't know, right? When I started to see these Olympics games, I noticed that there are many another sports, and maybe they are not so common, but they exist, and you can maybe practice them, you can maybe learn about them, and you can see the benefits because it's like a monopoly about sports in my country, and almost everything is football. But when I started to see this, I can open my mind to see another activities. I like because I want to see how it works, what is the rule of each sport, and and it's important to know, right? Because maybe sometimes people do not have access to this information, so that's why they don't know about that. But this is a windows to the world that says, hey, look, exists different sport, and we celebrate this here, and we are going to show you how you can compete it. And it's very funny because there are many countries, that there are many sportmen that from many countries, and it's like, it's like it's grateful to see your country there, to see your 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 country there in the TV. Someone's representing your country, and you are like, okay, I watch this person games. the competition, and it's very funny. And I like because it's economical, it's an investment, logistic is an investment, so there are many other things behind that.
Yes, again, we have the conversation around the world. They are playing the sports that are being played around the world. And you're right. There are, it's almost impossible to keep track of like everything, right? It's impossible. Like it's so many sports. I mean, of course, I automatically am biased to basketball. I used to play basketball, but yeah, so many different sports, and even now, so many different Texans, so many people coming out of Texas that are in the Olympics doing running, doing I think they call it, forgive me if I'm wrong, I think they call it skeet, where it's like they throw something in the air and they have to shoot it with like a shotgun. Bang! And it's a sport, it's a sport they play. But yeah, man, there's a lot of different sports. And now bringing it back to Paris, right? We're talking the Eiffel Tower, one of the biggest attractions that they have. Anytime they have the Olympics, they always start off with like a big celebration in the beginning, like they put music, and they're gonna they're gonna have this celebration along, I believe it's called, oh man, I lost internet, my notes are gone. The Seine River. Am I don't know if you can fact check that for me, Eduardo. Is it called the Seine River? The river in Paris, the main one?
I don't know the name exactly, but
Google it. Your internet works.
okay, 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 okay. Give me
I don't have internet, so I don't got nothing. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. The Seine River in Paris. But as they
Seine River,
approach the what?
the Seine River.
Yeah, there you go. I knew I was somewhat correct. Now, as they got closer to the Olympics, this river needed to be cleaned out. It was not the cleanest river. And sometimes for the Olympics, they use this open water format for certain sports, right? Certain sports that involve swimming. So you don't want people swimming when the water's not clean, right? When it's a little dirty. So they definitely had to go and make sure everything was clean. The Olympics haven't been in Paris for over 100 years. Last time they had the Olympics in Paris was 100 years ago, 1924. So now they're bringing it back. Of course, you know, like you mentioned, right? When you were talking to me about going to Paris, there's a feeling, right? The buildings, the structures, the history. So when you put that together with the Olympics, the best athletes from around the world coming together, competing for a gold medal, the silver medal, the bronze medal. It's
Yes,
very exciting to see.
yes, and you can see the developers of some athletes, yeah, right? And you see that the effort of the athlete,
Athletes,
the discipline that they have they need to have to arrive to this point, because not everyone's arrived to that point, and it's like I like to see that, because people who participate in these Olympic Games, there are people who have effort a lot to achieve a position there, and it's like they are there because they deserve this, right? Because they
they earned
train,
it.
they have been very disciplined, they have suffered many things, but they are there competitive for something, and it can help people to motivate, right? So maybe some children, some people, some young people, to see them, they can be motivated because of dance, or to see that. And it's cultural, it's something that promotes, right, this kind of activities, inclusion activity, because you see people from all part of the world. You can see people from Africa, from Latin America, for Asia. So you can you can see this diversity in the Olympic Games, and it helps a lot to encourage people to continue doing sporting, and it's an opportunity to many brands to offer their last product like Adidas or Nike, that they are always promoting this this person, right?
Yeah. Is there any Peruvian Olympian that you're looking out for, that the country's proud of, that you know is competing right now, that you know off the top of your head? If not, it's fine. But do you know any?
Yes, 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 right.
That was a question. Do you know any Peruvian Olympians that are
Sorry, sorry,
competing?
I couldn't hear you. No, no, no. In this time, I personally do not know, but I'm sure that there maybe there are some persons that actually are participants, because as I mentioned before, there are some sports that are not too much known here, and people do not know about this kind of sport. I remember sometime when I see a competition, I see sport like bicycle, for example, and this is something that it's not common here, and so maybe I cannot see people that, I cannot know people because the medias do not show them, right? So it's they are not too much willing people, too much knowing
I
people.
know what you mean. I know what you mean. They don't, sometimes they don't bring out the names. I'm gonna highlight one person coming out of Dallas, Texas. She does track, right? Track and field. She runs. Her name is Shakari Richardson, and she is very, very fast. Like, I remember growing up seeing Michael Johnson with the golden shoes, and like just watching, like, I mean, you're watching it on TV, right? So you can't really like it's not the same like being in person. But man, you see her just zoom past all the other people she's racing against. And she seems to have like a good spirit, being very passionate about the sport. So, just putting Texas on the map. Shout out to Shakari Richardson, definitely representing the state correctly in the Olympics. And then let me see. There's also, let's see if I'm able to, Vincent Hancock, all right? Three-time Olympic gold medalist, again for skeet shooting. This is shooting in the Olympics. Like, they throw like a little disc in the air, and then like they measure that skill that way. But that's a sport. And
And
Vincent Hancock is out of North Texas, so shout out to him. Again, just wanted to highlight a couple Texans out there representing the state during the Olympics.
no, no, yes, maybe when you find information, you just you search what you find, right? Now I was finding information in Copilot, and I asked Copilot, hey, you know which athletes from Peru is participating now in Olympic Gate? And we now I remember some of them. For example, Gladys Hikes, very good athletes that participate in marathon. She have won um, um, gold
Gold
in
medal.
gold medal, yes, in 2017. So she's participating now again. And the other is for example, Luca Messinas, that is a person who practice surf. So he's going to,
Surfing.
yeah, surfing, and he's working. He's now participating in Olympic Games.
Cool, man. Shout out to the AI for supplying Eduardo with the Peruvian Olympians.
Yes.
Eduardo, if you had to compete in one sport in the Olympics, which sport would it be?
I think that, for example, I don't know how to surf. I can't compete in that. I don't know another sport. The only sport that I think that I will participate is in marathon running.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh,
You can
but but
definitely practice for that. Get your
if I
David Goggins
participate
on.
if I participate now, I think that I only my duration will be only, I don't know, 10 minutes, no more,
You do a
maximum.
short little one, short
Very
little run,
short. Yes, very short.
50-yard dash.
Yes.
But okay. Speaking of sports, now we're gonna go from a international to a national level. Here in Texas, in Arlington, they are having the All-Star game. Now, the All-Star game, again, it is the Major League Baseball Association. I believe it's the American versus the National League. It's the All-Star game. All of the best players from the Major League Baseball, you know, league, they come together and they have the All-Star game. All-Star game, super fun. They have things like the home run derby. They have all these different things that, different activities, baseball related. And if you can't make it to the baseball game, they have the All-Star Village where they have different activities. The kids can play, the kids can throw baseballs, the kids can, do all kinds of things. Not just kids, adults also. Lots of food, merchandise. So it's just a lot of fun. Anytime there's an all-star game, I feel like it's a lot of fun. And that is being held here in Texas, in Arlington, in the entertainment district. That is by the Dallas Stadium, the AT&T Stadium, sorry, the Choctaw Stadium. Sorry if I butchered how I pronounced that. But I believe the game will be held at Globe Life, which is home of the World Series champions, the Texas Rangers. So look out for that. Eduardo, I wish you were here so you can attend, join us. I know you're on the other side of the globe, but yeah, All-Star game is always fun, whether it be basketball, baseball, but that is something that is going down this weekend here in the great state of Texas.
And you know what? The other time I was looking at a documentary about these Star Games, and you know, it's it's very impressive that rigorous training regimen that its athletes have, right? They have a, a lot of intensity, frequently. They have to practice. They have to be very disciplined in only the way how they fit, the way how they training. They wake up very early. Their life is it's a lifestyle totally different, right? You cannot
Yeah.
sleep late, you cannot eat whatever you want, even you cannot your mind has to be very clear to concentrate and focus on you want, right? When you start again, your mind has to be very focused and you have to be very focused on what you want to achieve. If you want to win, you want to put effort in many ways, mental and physical. And it's like when you work, right? When you work, I want to do the parallelis when you start a business. When you start a business, you have to be very focused. You have to try. You have to feed your mind. You have to care your relation. You have to care your environments to concentrate, to have good relation with your workers. You have good relation with your supplier, with your partners. I don't know, but it's the same when you are in a game, right? You have to coordinate with your team. You have to grow this trust in your team during the play. So it's it's a word very disciplined, and I understand and I can do a parallelisms. And you have to maybe you have to confront some challenges, like for example, if you lose you cannot you have to persist, you have to continue trying it. If you maybe people don't want you, they start to I don't know, to tell. Even media, when media show the participant, they say no, this participant is like that, the other, the critics. And you have to be, you need to have the enough strength to confront all of this situation, right? So I I see them, and in a way I admire the work that they have. Of course, maybe they can learn a lot of money, but this is the result, right? The result of all this effort. So it's very admiring. I like.
Yeah, you can take it back to ancient Rome, right? To the Colosseum, where the gladiators would go and they would fight and they would entertain. Are you not entertained? Because yes, it is a showcase of skill and performance, but is also entertainment, right? People are
But
there
yes, yes,
watching.
but it depends. It depends which point of view you see, right? If you see like the point of view of a company. Okay, company use them to entertain, to sell publicity, to advertise it. If you see from the point of athletes, the athlete have to work a lot. If you see from the point of the sport want to encourage other people to make sport, to have a healthy life. If depend what point you see, right? It depend the point you see. If you see,
But
if
no
you
matter what point you look at it from, you can't deny that it's a business. You
correct,
can't
no,
deny that
as everything.
because you're not gonna go into the All-Star game for free.
No, no,
You're
yes,
not gonna
totally.
just grab a popcorn and everything costs money. And again, these events are put into place, yeah, to advertise. There's a lot of opportunities that come with it, but ultimately to entertain people. So people sit down on the couch, watch TV with the family instead of going out and doing something negative or doing something they're not supposed to be doing. But yes, it does also, like you mentioned, improve healthy lifestyle, healthy living, exercising, things like that. So it's a good thing. I like sports. I like playing them, watching them, and I always tell myself, I wish I could engage with them a little more. But again, yes, when you talk about sports, yeah, there's different point of views. You got like the point of view of the person watching, the point of view of the player, the point of view of the companies investing, the point of views of the coach. There's a lot of people involved. So shout out to everyone participating in the Olympics. Shout out to everybody participating in the All-Star game going down in Arlington, again, in my home state of Texas. Shout out to everybody that will be attending that as well. Last but not least, before we head on out, I just want to talk about, I know last time we mentioned Hurricane Beryl, and it was on its way. Now, it got here, right? It got to Texas, and it came in, I believe, as a category 1. And it went through Houston.
Yes,
Just as a heads up. Uh-huh.
and it's like okay, Houston is the city that's more suffer of this event, right? This disaster. But I think that's very common in USA, right? Here in Peru, it's almost impossible to have this because of the geography that we have. But I know that USA, for example, is different because they are in a part and the geography allows to this hurricane appears, right? And but this hurricane, the category was five, I think,
Huh?
or
Hell no, it was not a category 5. It was a category 1 when it came into
really?
Houston.
Okay, okay, okay.
By the way,
Yes.
real quick, before we continue, how's the chat looking?
Let me check. Yes, okay.
Eduardo has
I can see the chat.
abandoned the chat.
Yes, I can see the chat.
How anyone saying anything? Shout outs? How are
Oh,
they doing?
Oakland won't say hello, and there are another message that I see, so it's okay.
All right, so they're there. They're alive. They're listening. How
Yes.
many? Does it show how many? Don't even worry about it. Don't even tell me how many. But anyway, back to the hurricane. So, um, okay. Let me back up. It was taking a path. I believe when it went over the Caribbean, it was like it was much stronger. I don't know off the top exactly. I don't want to misinform, but it was much stronger. Then it skimmed through Mexico, and then it came back up. And when it came back up, it went through the Gulf of Mexico, and then it picked up some steam because in the hot water is where it becomes stronger. And then Houston, by the way, Houston still does not have power, still does not have electricity. Still, people is like 5 days, 6 days. of no power. So man, pray for Houston. I think the it was a category one, right? So the disaster was more of a power issue. I mean, yes, there was flooding. There was, I believe some people passed away. A tree fell on a house, things like that. But a category one is not. It's still something to worry about, but it's not super strong.
Yes, and it
But
depends because, for example, I see that it depend where the hurricane touch, it could be strong or weak. For example, if they start with one category and when they arrive to the place, maybe it less strong and it touch with less strong, right? So in this case, for example, well, of course, the hurricane have low significant damage, and maybe we can see the impact, but maybe it can have impact in agriculture because the weather changes and the vegetables in another parts, and it can affect, for example, the signs of internet, for example, or I don't know, another electricity, and it can damage indirects, right? Not maybe directs, but indirect. For example, if you lose an an electricity, maybe it can affect you in your work, it can make you lose money, or if it changes the weather, it can affect the agriculture and you cannot export your products, or maybe you lose all what you have been you have been working on. So it's I think that indirect impacts are even stronger than the direct impacts.
yes, yes, definitely. No power affects the business, affects your lifestyle. Then there's a lot of debris, a lot of like wood and garbage that the hurricane picks up, and you have to like organize that and pick it up and clear the roads. Like you said, if you have to ship out some products, you have to ship out some things. You're able to get that safely to where it needs to go. So shout out to Houston. Luckily, like I said, luckily it was a category one. It didn't really like affect the rest of Texas too much. It slowly became a tropical storm, then a tropical depression, then it just became some rain. But hopefully, those that suffered from it get back on their feet, not just Houston, but anyone in the Caribbean. Not sure how much damage it did in Mexico, but hope everybody is able to recover and and be okay after dealing with this storm, this Hurricane Beryl. But that's it, y'all. Again, my apologies for some technical difficulties. It does happen, but I wanted to keep the show going. Shout out to Wes. Shout out to the chat. My bad if we're not moderating like I normally do. I literally lost internet. Eduardo's not the chat supervisor, so he's just trying his best to stay grounded. But y'all, thank you for joining us again on this live stream, having the conversation we're taking place all around the world to practice our English, to exchange culture, again, to continue with our communication skills. And we'll continue to try to meet here weekly. We'll try. Just stay tuned. I mean, things happen, but we'll definitely try to be here as much as we can. Eduardo, any final words for the good people?
Yes, so something that I want to add, is that, for example, when I was child, I like this kind of disaster because I didn't go to the school, and it's like more free day to me, and it's time to pass in my house. So I remember this. We don't have suffer for hurricane, but maybe we suffer from another like floods or like earthquakes. And what happened is that I didn't have to go to the school, and it was very funny, and I enjoyed that to stay in my house because when you are a children, almost anyone likes to go to school, right? So yes, my final word, I would say that okay, we have to understand the impact that this hurricane have, the impact and the war that many athletes have to do to arrive where they are. So it's very important to see that to learn from them because you can learn from them a lot. When I see a documentary about an athlete, I learn a lot about persistent, a lot to have to be disciplined. I learn a lot about don't defeat, right? Don't feel bad, don't feel, you have to overcome to these all challenges that you have in your life, similar when you start a business, so you can learn a lot from them. So try to look them, to learn about them, and see them with different view. And once again, Ramon, thank you very much for being here with you. Thank you very much for invitement. I always I am willing to participate here. So always come with me, and thank you very much.
Eduardo, love you, bro. Always appreciate you. Chat, love y'all too. Look, I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna say this in front of everyone. I'm gonna rewatch this video because there was too much like technical difficulties. There's a possibility we might redo this. Maybe not, but there's a small chance. Um, maybe in the next couple of days. Um, I'm gonna rewatch. I don't know. I don't know how this came out. But again, I mean, 32 episodes, and this is the first time that we get a little technical difficulties. So I'm not too mad about it. All right. I'm trying to lean into the positivity of life. Again, Wes, appreciate you. Always love you helping out. Shout out to all our people in Nigeria, all our people in Paris watching the Olympics, all our people in Peru cheering on some of our athletes, people in the United States, Central America, Eastern civilization, Thailand, China, Russia, all around the world, wherever you are, we are one world. We come together and we try to connect. So, y'all, thank y'all so much. Have a great weekend. Stay strong, stay motivated, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Bye bye, everyone. Thank you.